Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Liz, and today I wanted to give you 5 tips on moving during a pandemic. I hope that this will be helpful for anyone who's moving. Maybe you're moving because the pandemic and quarantine with your family is getting a bit much, or maybe you're starting a new job, or unfortunately maybe you need to move to a more affordable place. But I just wanted to make this video because I found different struggles that I didn't expect during this time, and I hope that this will help out anyone who is trying to move into a new apartment or a new home. Maybe you can relate to some of these and maybe you can find my tips helpful. Tip number 1, read reviews and explore the neighborhood. So I did a lot of online searching because I was moving into a different state. So I was living in Arizona and then I was moving out to Oklahoma. So I knew that with the pandemic and feasibility, I was going to be doing a lot of online searches, virtual tours, and calling and verbal communication rather than physically going to the location. Thankfully, I had some people who could drive around the area and make sure the neighborhood was safe. Just things to keep in mind are, is where you're moving close to something that you wouldn't want? So is it right next to a grocery store? Is it right next to a gas station? Think about what you would like your neighborhood to be like. Do you want your neighborhood to have lots of neighbors around, or do you want it to be near a school? Do you not want it to be near a school? Do you want it to be near a park? Would it bother you if your house is near a highway or a busy street? These are just some things to keep in mind. I know that that's kind of standard for when you're looking for a new house. So yeah, whether you're going online and seeing what previous tenants have said about their experience at that new apartment or new home, definitely double check. Maybe they might have a infestation problem that you didn't know about. The landlord doesn't upkeep like they should. Or maybe the place just got renovated and it's in beautiful condition and it's perfect for you. So yes, that tip is read reviews and explore the neighborhood. Now tip number 2, don't be afraid to ask questions and email. So for me, especially because my experience was online, I ended up sending a lot of emails with questions, double checking different things on the apartment. So one of the first struggles I came across was when you move into a place and they list the rent prices online per month. They can say that they have a requirement that your income or your salary is at least 3 times the amount of monthly rent, and I was worried because my scholarship with school doesn't start until the fall and I wasn't sure if it was gonna be enough money that they would approve me. So it's definitely good to be strategic about your applications. They can be anywhere from $50 to $150 to $300. Sometimes the application, you have to put a deposit and you'll get that back if you end up living there, but if you don't get approved, you might not get that back. Thankfully, I emailed and I said, hey, if I don't meet the income threshold, which means I would not be able to live in this apartment, could I please get the application fee back, because it was $150 and that was going to be a little dent in my wallet that I didn't want. So yeah, my biggest advice would be email, because even if your salary isn't what it was before the pandemic, you'll find that different places might actually be more understanding and they'll work with you. So don't think that just because you look at the prices online for rent and your income isn't exactly 3 times that, you may still be able to get a great deal on an apartment. Another thing you might want to ask is, does the unit come with washer and dryer? Is there a gym in the complex that you can use? Is it open during the pandemic? Because if it's not open, you might not want to be paying extra money for it. Does the apartment complex have a pool if that's important to you, or grill? Does it have a patio? So yeah, just think different questions you might have. Some units might have them and some units might not. So definitely communicate with the organization that owns the apartment complex or the house, wherever you're moving in, and ask questions. Tip number 3, make a spreadsheet. This is huge because budgeting can be difficult, especially if you've never lived in an apartment before. I've only ever lived in on-campus dorm housing, which kind of has like a flat rate that gets paid. And the air conditioner just turned on. So we're gonna hear the air conditioner for the remainder of maybe the video, who knows, that's fun. So budgeting. I chose to use an Excel spreadsheet, but if you find that a Google spreadsheet works for you, or maybe just having a pen and paper and a calculator nearby, that can work for you too. This is huge because this will help you manage your money, and money is what will pay for your new home. So some things that I included on my budget were the amount of monthly rent that I have to pay. For me, water was included, but maybe there's a water fee. Electricity, which I pay for separately, Wi-Fi I pay for separately, and then other things I pay for, like Spotify membership, maybe you pay for that. So these things will help you break down what you'll actually pay, because just the rent, you won't just be paying just the rent, you'll be paying the added fees like water, electricity, Wi-Fi, and then sometimes in the summer you might pay extra for air conditioning, in the winter you'll pay extra for heat, so things might fluctuate throughout the year, but it's good to at least start a budget so that you have in mind what you'll spend per month. And I know for me, maybe my groceries fluctuate, but it's good to try to put your groceries and how much you pay per month in that budget too, so that you can really see like what are you paying per month. It's definitely an eye-opening experience because I never really got to have an education on how to manage a budget and personal finance, because that wasn't really in my college course load, but I know a lot of people that are really talented at personal finance, and they use Excel for so many different things. So yeah, I would just say if you need help with Excel, look online for tutorials. I could also make a tutorial on a simple budget plan if that's something you guys would love to see. But it's definitely been very useful in planning how I'm going to spend my money and how I'm going to make sure everything gets paid and I'm not broke. Tip number 4, pack what you need and ship what you don't. So this was especially helpful because I was moving to a different state, so I knew I wasn't going to be able to fit everything into my car. So I had a lot of things shipped, and different things that I didn't want shipped, maybe more valuable things, I had put in my car and then I drove. So I would just say try to manage what you find is most important and most special to you. If you don't want something getting lost, damaged, or stolen, then try to fit that in your car. But otherwise, if you're comfortable having it shipped and you can get a good tracking number for your shipment, I'd suggest shipping a lot, because if it can get delivered right to your door, that's less work for you, it's less hours of labor, and it'll help you ease into your new home a lot more effectively. It can be overwhelming if everything gets to your house in one day and you have to move and unpack everything in one day. Definitely, you don't need to. It's okay if you arrive with what's in your car and then a few days or a week later the stuff that you shipped arrived. Also, something to keep in mind, you might not need to pack certain things. You can always repurchase inexpensively. I know for me, I didn't pack too many plates and dishes because I knew I could just pick them up at Goodwill or at Walmart inexpensively and they work, and I'm not going to be upset if they break or something like that. I just decided I would purchase things here, especially like furniture too. I wasn't going to move lots of furniture from where I was living in Arizona. I was just going to repurchase it here or get it secondhand, so that way I saved time, money, and space when moving. And my last tip number 5, there will not be bathrooms on the journey. So I guess this applies more if you're moving by car. I had 2 days of driving, so I knew I was going to need to make a stop for the bathroom. Unfortunately, we are in a pandemic, and not only are businesses closed, but fast food places aren't always letting people in the doors. They might just be doing the drive-through, which means it may take you a while to find a restroom. And that is something I did not really expect. My biggest advice is a gas station. Most gas stations know that people need to get in, whether it's to get money for gas, to get food. Gas stations are a must for when you're planning on if you need to go to the bathroom. So I definitely keep that in mind. Don't rely on a fast food place. Not only are they going to be packed with cars because they're one of the only places open for food, but they may not let people in because 1, there's so many people there that need it, and 2, because of germs, they won't let people use their bathrooms. So yes, try to find restrooms, and if you really need to, besides driving all over the place to find one, maybe you can call and see if they are letting people use them, just to save time. So I hope those 5 tips were really helpful. I'm not sure how many of you are trying to move, or maybe you're debating whether you're going to move. Maybe you're going to move into a place near your college because you're not sure if your college is going to let people stay in dorms all year. As my experience was last year, we all were sent home. So it is a possibility that even if your school lets you stay in the beginning, they may end up sending you home later on. So it's definitely good to at least familiarize yourself with the process of moving and maybe creating a budget so that if worst case happens, you can still be okay and navigate your situation. Thank you guys for showing support on my last video. I am going to be posting a Colorado vlog very soon, and then after that I will probably be posting a summer outfits video. Thank you guys so much. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I will put some cards up. My most recent video was a get ready with me in Colorado for a dinner, and before that I did a video on the courses I took as a double major in computer science and mathematics. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful, beautiful day, and I will see you guys very soon. Now the air conditioning is off. That's great.